Ladies and gents, in the last 30 minutes, we have got a Fabrizio Romano tweet regarding the Antoine Semenyo release clause. Now, it was only a few days ago, David Ornstein did give an update saying his release clause is £65 million and the fact that Bournemouth may be powerless. Liverpool are seriously interested. They are the favourites to sign Semenyo, and Liverpool look at Semenyo as a long-term replacement on that right-hand side for Mohamed Salah. There's also Konate contract talks. Will he sign the new deal? Won't he? Is this the signing Liverpool really need? We're going to break it all down. Make sure you go down, drop a like on the video if you haven't already, and make sure you do go down and hit that subscribe button. This, for me, is going to be the biggest talking point throughout the January transfer window. A guy that's played 11 games in the Premier League this season, got 6 goals and 3 assists, scored 2 times, funny enough, against Liverpool on the opening day of the season, looks like he's really enjoying his football right now and looks like he may be getting a big move this January window. Now, I thought it may happen in the summer. That release clause goes down to £50 million. It's more likely. But imagine Semenyo on the right battling out with Mohamed Salah. Imagine on the left you've got Cody Gakpo and Ekitike. Plus Chiesa can play both sides with Alexander Isak up top. Now, I don't believe at this moment in time Liverpool will win the Premier League. I think an 8-point gap to make up on Arsenal, and it's a fair few points away from Man City. But they both have to play each other. And if Liverpool can stay within 4 or 5 points of those two come the January transfer window, and they do bring in Antoine Semenyo, we may have one of the best title races you're ever going to see. This is what Fabrizio Romano tweeted out, saying the release clause to get Antoine Semenyo in January is worth 60 million, fixed fee plus 5 million in add-ons. Bournemouth would love to keep him until June when the release clause drops around 50 million, but it's not their decision. Liverpool are seriously interested. Now, the fact that Fabrizio Romano has then gone on to retweet this, there you go. As you can see, Fabrizio Romano repost. The fact that he's reposted that tells me this might already be further down the line than everyone's kind of anticipating. It's still, a huge talking point within the transfer world. Could Semenyo join Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea, Man United, Spurs? Everyone is linked with this guy. And for the right reasons. Let's be brutally honest. He is one of the best wingers in the league. David Ornstein tweeted this out 3 days ago. Bournemouth may be powerless to prevent Antoine Semenyo's sale in January. Contract includes a 65 million release clause available to all clubs, but must be triggered by a set date. Bournemouth get time to replace, applies again in the summer at a lower price. Now, Richard Hughes was part of a transfer team that helped bring in Semenyo to Bournemouth 3 or 4 years ago. He is now at Liverpool, and they're looking at him as a long-term replacement for Mohamed Salah. Now, Semenyo, for me, this season has been one of the best players in the Premier League, and I don't think that is a crazy take. He's on £75,000 a week, so Liverpool can comfortably improve that salary. 11 appearances, 6 goals, 3 assists, 9 GA and 11. Did sign a long-term deal in the summer, which expires June 2030, which he'll be 30 years of age by then. Of course, is representing Ghana now, but they didn't qualify for the African Cup of Nations. Now, imagine Liverpool having those options. Now, look at the options they've got in this team I've put together. Bearing in mind, this is without Florian Wirtz. This is without Cody Gakpo, Federico Chiesa. This is without Frimpong, Kirkes. Like, the squad depth they could have available, I still personally believe they need to sign Guéhi. If they bring in Guéhi and bring in Semenyo, and this is without Mohamed Salah, by the way. I've just done this just for the purpose of putting Semenyo in the team. So, right-wing options, you could have Semenyo and Salah if he was to come in January. Number 9 options, you could have Isak and Ekitike. Left-wing options, you could have Florian Wirtz, Ekitike, Gakpo. Also could play on the right and the left. You've got Federico Chiesa. To play in the 10, you've either got Szoboszlai or Florian Wirtz. And you've got Curtis Jones and Endo that can come in for central midfielders and Gravenberch and McAllister. Fullback options at right, you've got Bradley and Frimpong, and you've got Robertson at Kirkes. If they bring in Guéhi, sorry, I've got the hiccups. Looking at that centre-back options, for me, it would be from January to May, they would be straight into gear 5. You know, go and do everything you can to retain the Premier League title. Now, Liverpool, in their next 4 or 5 games, I know they haven't had the best of results because they were just absolutely dismantled by Manchester City. Now, looking at their results recently and looking at the games they've got coming up, I do expect Liverpool to go on a bit of a run here. That should be 5 wins out of 5 as a bare minimum, in my opinion. Forest, PSV, Sunderland at home should be 3 wins. Leeds away and West Ham away should also be 2 more wins. Brighton at home, if they let's say get a draw against Inter Milan and win every other game in there, bearing in mind Chelsea play Arsenal, Man City have got Real Madrid, Palace and Newcastle United coming up. Everyone's got tough fixtures, but Liverpool, look, I don't think they're going to win the league at this moment in time. It can all change. It can all change 100%. As it stands right now, they're 8th in the Premier League, and it's mad to say that there is only 1 point between 8th and 4th. And there's only 3 points between 10th and 3rd. Like that's crazy. The Premier League title race is nowhere near done. But Arsenal right now are in the driving seat. We know Manchester City love the chase. If Liverpool all of a sudden, look at that, 4 defeats in the last 5 games. If they can put a run of form together, bring in Semenyo in January. There's also news out there with Konate. Won't he sign the new deal? Now, Anfield Football has said Liverpool are still waiting. This is coming out from Fabrizio Romano. Liverpool are still waiting for an answer from Konate. Now, I personally believe Guéhi has to come in January for them. If they can pin down Konate as well as sign Guéhi, and bring in Semenyo, that's a very, very good January transfer window. But he has to sign the new long-term deal. Virgil van Dijk's 33, 34 years of age now. They've got Giovanni Leone out injured. Joe Gomez isn't the Gomez that won the league title in 2020. Konate has to sign a new deal, bring in Guéhi, and all of a sudden, they may be a lot stronger defensively. They've got a better squad depth because you're bringing in one of the best centre-backs in the Premier League in Mark Guéhi. But in terms of that deal, I think they have to pin him down. Now, they've got Nottingham Forest coming up this weekend. Jamie Carragher, according to Footmob, Liverpool must spend again in January after a £400 million fee, says Jamie Carragher. Now, in terms of this game, this is what the predicted lineup's going to be. I personally believe Liverpool win this game quite comfortably. Forest have got a lot of injuries. Hudson-Odoi, Zinchenko, Chris Wood, Aina, Douglas Luiz. They're missing Leone, of course, that ACL. Alisson still out, and Jeremy Frimpong. But look, if they win this game, looking at the Premier League games coming up this weekend, there's the North London derby. Manchester City, of course, we've got Newcastle. All of a sudden, if results go the right way, they could have closed that gap by 3 points. Imagine we go to Arsenal, get the right result, Liverpool beat Forest. That gap drops down to 5 points. Bearing in mind, Liverpool have got to play Arsenal again. City have got to play Arsenal again. Arsenal have got Chelsea next weekend. The Premier League title race may not be over just yet. Make sure you go down and drop a like on the video if you haven't already. And make sure you do hit that subscribe button. I'll see you next time.